This is episode 30, and it is about perfectionism. And what a perfect number, right? To be the episode number for perfectionism, because it's a nice 3-0. It's just a solid number. Molly, the person who talks about things. Also, I have this hope that when I turn 30, all my worries will magically ease, and I'll just be super chill and at peace. Because people in their 30s, they seem to got it. They seem to be less anxious and crazy. But it's funny, you don't magically overnight become chill. It's a process. The 20s are a process of figuring yourself out and figuring out what you want in life and how to be you in this crazy world, which it's really kind of challenging for some to figure that out. We want more than we can get out of life. We want everything to come out perfect. You? Question mark? I do. I want the best in every aspect of my life. I want the best product, the best people, the best career, the perfect fit in every aspect. And if it is not the perfect fit and I can rationalize why it might not be the perfect fit, then I will move forward and try and find the perfect fit. But this is perhaps an illusion, because perfection isn't very realistic, and especially in people and relationships, there are issues no matter what. So you have to learn how to better yourself without trying to perfect yourself, because perfect isn't even plausible. Or even beautiful. Perfect can be beautiful, but it's the imperfections that make it uniquely beautiful instead of that conventional beauty, perhaps. I struggle with perfectionism, and it has manifested in different ways growing up. And while I let some things go now that I used to obsess over, I now obsess over different things. So I'll think that I'm better, and maybe I am, but there's still room for improvement, and it still shows up in other aspects of my life. And so what I have found that helps is positive self-talk. Literally telling yourself that it's okay and it's enough and you are enough, and being grateful for what you have is really important and simple, and something that we don't practice enough as humans, because we're always searching for what else we could have in our lives, or whatever is missing, whether it's from the past or from the future. I'm more of a future-oriented person, where I'm constantly thinking of the next. Whereas some people, like perhaps ENFPs and INFPs, might be a bit of both, but might focus on nostalgia or suffer from nostalgia and think of what if only it could be like it was, which I don't struggle with as much, because I'm always looking forward. But so this is great advice, I think, for everyone who's looking back and looking forward. It's hard to just be present and just switch that on. Yoga and meditation are great practices to help access that part of you. But I found that simply writing 3 things that I'm grateful for in my grateful journal before I go to bed is a great way, for one, to minimize my nightmares, which I have many of, and number two, it helps me practice gratitude and become more satisfied with what I have instead of constantly seeking more or not being grateful. Just it's so simple. Most of the important things are simple. I think I've said this in another video, but this is helpful advice as well that my friend Stephanie helped me learn. Sorry, camera. There isn't necessarily a right way. So if you're thinking which is the best way or which is the correct way, that's a fallacy. If something happens to be more convenient for you or less convenient for you, I mean, normal emotions that follow, frustration or happiness, that's normal. But if it really interferes with your daily life, like every sort of thing has to line up perfectly with your plans, and if they don't, then you get really, really down. Or if they do, you get really, really up. Whether you're feeling positive or negative to plans being a certain way, extreme feelings toward these plans might not be a positive practice for you. So something that I learned was to say, good or bad, hard to tell. So if I'm super excited that I wore the right boots for it is raining outside, and I thought about wearing my Chucks, but thank gosh I didn't, because Chucks are really crappy in wet weather. So in this instance, I might not just have a quick feeling of, oh, I'm glad I wore these boots. I might obsess over this feeling like, oh, I'm so glad I wore these boots, like, it's so perfect, and like if I had wore the Chucks, then that would have been a disaster. So even though that's a positive feeling that I'm living in, the camera died in the middle of me trying to explain that, so this is perfect. So what I was saying is that on the other side, if you're practicing those positive feelings of reassurance over things that are minuscule, you will do the same for negative, and that can really impact your daily life without you realizing it. It just becomes so habitual to just look for that external reassurance, like, yeah, I should have worn my glasses because I went to that movie. Just, I don't know. I mean, things are frustrating. Things can be frustrating when they don't line up. It's just really letting that throw you is not very healthy, I don't think. And so I'm on my way to trying to work on letting things be as they are and being more accepting of myself and of the present of the presents that Santa brings me. So if you guys are also working on that, or if this resonates with you, I'd love to hear your suggestions or your own journey in the comments below. And yeah. Also, having such high standards is no fun. I mean, when you go into an event not expecting much and then you're happily surprised, that's much better than when you expect the world out of an event and you're unhappily surprised and you're disappointed. You're disappointed in that this holiday wasn't as magical as it once was, or whatever the case is. Happy people. That's good. And having these high standards can not only affect you, but also the people around you. Because I know that I have placed my sky-high standards on other people, and that can affect your relationships. So, lower them standards. Easy enough, right? I will never be satisfied. I will never be satisfied. My name is Angelica Sky.